folks, I'm gonna try to show y'all how to clean a grennel or bowfin, or cypress bass, or whatever you call it. I think some people call it cypress bass. How to clean it till it'll taste the best. My dad used to always say the best way to cook a grennel was to get you a nice piece of cypress board and put it up on there like you would a trout, you know, and scale it, lay it up on that cypress board, stuff it full of onions and bell pepper, lemon, lime. Put you some butter in there, put butter on it, lay some of that on top of it, stick it on the grill, smoke that thing real good. When it gets done, throw the grennel away and eat the piece of board. Needless to say, my dad didn't care for grennel. A lot of people don't, and a lot of people don't know how to fix it right. And he'd always said that you could, laying all jokes aside, prepare it if you didn't get too much water in it. You couldn't lay it in a pan of water, you couldn't put it in ice overnight and all that and let it die. And I didn't never remember eating any as a kid. I was talking to my old buddy Justin Peden over there, because he loves grennel, and he's got a channel on YouTube where I saw him catching a lot of grennel and eating them. And his channel is called Spirit of the Outdoors. If you don't know nothing about it, check it out, because he's got some good videos on fishing, hunting, doing stuff around the house, you know, homesteading type stuff. Real good informative stuff, and it's family friendly. So anyway, check his channel out. But I went fishing with him back last year, and I asked him about all this grennel he likes it good and how he fixed it. So I went over there and we caught some pretty nice ones and had a little fish fry. And he showed me the way he does it, and pretty much the key to it, according to him, and I think it was real good eating, so I think he knows what he's talking about, is basically don't let the fish die. And don't sit there and put it on ice or nothing like that. You gotta clean it and cook it fresh. You can't wait around. So me and the wife went fishing this morning, caught a couple of pretty good sized grennels, and I'm gonna show you basically what he done was fillet them, and then you just fry them up right away. Pretty simple. It's actually easier than cleaning a catfish. Now, this is the first ones I've caught recently since I was a kid, and back then, like I said, Dad didn't like them, so we just threw them back. But I hadn't tried to fillet none of them, so we're gonna see how it goes. This will be my first try on it. I've already dispatched them, and what I did was took this little boot knife or whatever and just jabbed it right in the head. And they got a thick skull, so you about near need a hammer to do it. I hit it with my hand, about near knocked a bruise on my hand trying to beat it through a skull on this thing. And they still ain't completely dead, so these things are weird. They tough, you know. But you know, I figure I can't wait all day. I got some other stuff I got to do today, so if they flop around a little bit, I'll warn you that the video may be graphic. It's about cleaning fish, so what do you expect? So anyhow, without further ado, we'll see how this thing goes. I'm gonna start out with the littlest one. Maybe it'll be the easiest. Like I say, it's still partially alive, but I mean, I jabbed that dagger through its skull. I don't see how. These things are tough, man. And we had these things in the cooler up there on the bank, and it flopped the lid off of it, and I didn't know it. And when I went back up there, I couldn't find the fish nowhere. It was this one right here. It had done flopped out of the cooler and was laying up there on the bank in the bushes. We finally found it. I thought an animal had got it or something, and it's still living to this minute, you know. I mean, at least some of the nerves are hanging on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna treat it like I would a bass, and that's, you know, to me, even easier to clean than a catfish. So I'm just gonna fillet it like I normally would with this electric fillet knife, and we'll see how it goes. Same old routine. Get on that backbone. I'm not getting way down in that belly, I see. I may be wasting a little bit. We ain't gonna worry about it. They put out a lot of meat. It's a long old joker. And he said it's all right to kind of rinse it off. You just don't want to soak it in the water. Now, I'm gonna cut that rib cage and all that out like I would a bass. It probably slid it over a little closer to this side. That always helps. I'll try to get down in there as good as I can, close as I can. I need to get me a new fillet knife. This thing's been around, electric fillet knife, whatever you want to call it. I've had this, and this was one of Dad's old fillet knives. So it's been around the block a few times. The blades might be kind of dull. They got thick skin, so it ain't like trying to fillet a catfish or something. That's the way I always do it. Cut that mess out. Feed it to these darn cats that's over here driving me crazy. You know. Now, when I was over there at Justin's, he just kind of rinsed that blood off of it. He didn't sit there and soak it in the water. That's what I'm gonna do. Some people say you can't get it wet, but that didn't seem to make no difference over there. It tasted real good, so I'm just gonna rinse it off kind of. You know, you don't want all that blood on it. And that's good. I ain't gonna keep fooling with it. That looks good. That's a good looking piece of meat there. And it's gonna make a lot of meat because we got this other and it's bigger than this one. So we're gonna get a lot of meat out of it. I got this water hose. I might have to torture this cat a little bit. I always like to make sure they're paying attention. They love to come out here when I'm trying to clean fish. Oh, that's their favorite time. They come running, hollering. So anyhow, I mean, that's the basic idea. We'll go ahead and just try to do a couple of them. That's all we got for today. Get on down in that belly a little bit this time. The ribs is easier to cut through than it is on a bass. Seems like. It's like he's taking a crouch. I would be too. And it looks like I went all the way through. No, I didn't. It's got that fin on this side. Scared me a little bit. Well, I know what he's been eating, crawfish. That's one thing when you clean a fish, you can find out what they're feeding on and know what to use for bait next time. I was using cut bait and just some little old brim. Got a little bit of skin on top. I'm gonna try to avoid, but I'm gonna wind up getting some. I'll have to cut that off later. I messed up right there a little bit. If I can get past it, I might be all right. Like I said, this is the first one I've filleted, so it's learning still. I'm not doing a very good job on this side. Good enough. I'll cut it up in a nugget. There wasn't much point in trying to save that belly meat because I'm gonna cut that rib out anyway. I mean, that done pretty good. Some kind of liver. Yeah, my knife's coming on to pieces. That's one thing I hate about this knife. It's got that release button right there. I'm gonna have to get me a newer fillet knife. See that? Don't cut my fingers off. It'll be all right. I'm gonna cut these out. Nobody wants them bones, them cats. The cats be glad to get it. You keep spraying them with the water hose. I'm just gonna slightly rinse that off. I ain't gonna sit there. Might as well cut that piece off. It'll spin. I'm just gonna slightly rinse it off. I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on it. That side's pretty clean, so slightly rinse it off. Some people pat it off after that. Get that extra water out of it. And that makes sense. They say you don't want it to soak no water in these things, so I think that's one of the key things. I probably should have patted this one off too. So it'll get pretty spongy if you let too much water get on it. Probably should have cleaned some of the trash off this rag. I'm gonna be eating it, so I ain't too worried about it. If I was feeding somebody else, I'd do it a little different. We can cut them up later. Now I got this old big one here. It might be a little bit more of a challenge. This might be where the video ends. If I make too much of an idiot out of myself, I ain't gonna show it. So if the video goes off, you'll know I made a mistake. That joker's still breathing. I stuck it in the head about 15-20 minutes ago. Now, I might not be doing this exactly right, folks. We're just gonna see how it goes. This is my first try. I seen him do it, and he just filleted them, looked like to me like he would anything else. That's what I'm trying to do. Might have wasted a little bit, but not a whole lot. Now, that's kind of bloody, so it'll be hard to hold this part on here on this table. I need to rig me up something to lay that on down there. Yeah, they've been eating crawfish. Sure, this is full of them too. Let it lay over on my cooler. I need a bigger table for this to rig me one up. This is where I usually clean smaller fish. That little pull to it ain't gonna hurt. That'll actually be pulling the right direction. Need to move it down, know where I can get close to that side. I can tell I ain't no expert at cleaning these. We're gonna get her done one way or the other. Stick your hand in that mouth. Like I said, if you got a weak stomach, this might not be the video for you. That worked pretty good. Might not be perfect, but it'll do. I probably could have washed that off while it was on there. Would have been better, but hindsight's 20/20. Probably don't help this knife none the way I do this. Oh well. We'll give them cats something to gnaw on. Probably ruining my knife doing that, but I do it all the time. If it ain't learned already. I'm gonna fix it a little bit better. I'm gonna pat it off on that a little bit. I think that'll be the way to do that. Get that extra water out of it. That's the way to do that. Just lay it up there and let it absorb that. We'll deal with this other side. pine straw all over everything. These things make a lot of meat, I'll tell you what. I hate to clean an animal that's still moving, but I ain't got all day to wait around. Let me get through that part. Yeah, I get behind that fin. I'm still over the backbone. Like I said, folks, this is a learning experience for me. I got a mess up here, so I need to rinse that crap off. Yeah, they've definitely been eating crawfish. Seems like to me, it'll be easier. I go ahead and rinse this part off before I even get started. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. Let's see how it goes. It'll be a bunch of meat. I don't screw it up, which I'm prone to do at any time. I ain't gonna worry about that rib part because I'm gonna cut all that out anyway. Get that top part real good. Alright, that's it. Cut that out. I'll give them cat something else from now on. I might have got, yeah, I didn't get all the way through it right there. I'll have to tend to that in the house. I'll let the wife tend to that. She knows what to do. I'll rinse this off a little bit. Don't want to rinse it a lot though. That's where the way I understand it, pretty much the main thing. It's okay to rinse it, but you don't want to just soak it. And go ahead and pat that extra water off of it. You can cut that off, and I'm sure it'll be trimming some of that up. But anyhow, that's a pretty good bit of meat and 2 fish. It'll be enough for a pretty good little old fish fry for us. So we'll see how it turns out. Now what I'm doing after that is just cutting these up into smaller little nuggets, and they'll fry a lot better like that. But you know, you get a lot of meat out of these things. A lot of people don't fool with them, but they're pretty darn good eating. I think they're a little bit, some people find it a little bit of a hassle, but I really don't see it. You know, like cleaning catfish is a lot harder than doing this. You can fillet something, and you can fillet a catfish. I ain't that good at it, but I've seen people do it real good. You just can't get too close to that thin skin on the side, the main thing. I'm just gonna chop it up in nuggets. And a little trash, get that off. I mean, about like a big piece of salmon you can get up at the grocery store for 20-something dollars. You can go catch these jokers and it costs you nothing. Now a lot of people probably cut that thing out. A lot of times that thing is strong on the fish. I don't know what that is, some kind of vein or something, but I'm gonna cut it out. I think it might make a difference. That's one thing about it, you get a lot of meat out of these, so yeah, I'm just gonna cut that right out. whatever that thing is. I think if there's anything strong, that'll be part of it. Some kind of vein, something, nerve. But anyhow, I was just gonna show y'all how to chop it up like that. You get the basic idea. Well, good luck catching grennel, bowfin, cypress bass, whatever the heck you call them. We'll see you next time.